This is 8 comma.
Safe boating is no accident.
And you're listening to the
Literati Records Podcast.
My baby's on a government watch list. My baby knows to plead the fifth. She sees through all their tricks. She's got a heart and she's smart as a whip. I think I'll join her on the run. I think we'll make it on our own. Rich old men in the ivory towers, counting money like it's real power. She sees what they can't see. Without love you're never truly free. Do not accept what you've been shown. I think we'll make it on our own. Using numbers for means of control, getting folks to do what they're told. They're getting nervous now that we can see all the numbers are just make-believe. Ain't gonna do what we've been told. I think we'll make it on our own. Government used to serve and protect. Now they sit around and cash their checks. Me and my baby gonna seal the deal. Run away and make something real. I think I'll join her on the run. I think we'll make it on our own. I think we'll make it on our own. I think we'll make it on our own. I got the whole damn world in my hand tonight. I got the love of a beautiful one. I got the whole damn world in my hand tonight. I got the love of a beautiful one. My baby's on the government watch list. My baby knows to plead the fifth. She sees through all their tricks. She's got a heart and she's smart as a whip. I think I'll join her on the run. I think we'll make it on our own.
Welcome to episode 89 of the Literati Records Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus, and I want to thank you for tuning in, turning on, and supporting independent music. Well, as most of you who listen to the show on a regular basis know, I like to get out and see as much live music as I can fit in. And that all last week on the show, we were promoting the Gold Rush Music Festival that took place Friday and Saturday. So of course that's where I spent most of my weekend, and wow, what an awesome festival. Huge kudos to all of the artists that played, both locally and nationally. Each one unique and diverse, doing their thing in their own way. The staff at the venues, Sidewinder Tavern and Crash 45 were awesome. Maddie with the party bus was awesome too. But of course the biggest kudos go to Crawford Filio and his team for pulling together another incredible Gold Rush weekend. That guy has the energy of 10 bulls, I swear. He gets the job done and really asks so little in return. So, Crawford, buddy, if you're listening, thanks for all you do. Like I said, all of the artists were amazing in their own right, but I'd like to give a special mention to a few of our local artists that really blew me away. Great sets from Kevin Costner's Suicide Pact, Pythian Whispers, Sagooch, Cop Circles, Lake Mary, and a band I am completely in awe of now, Accordion Crimes. You all killed it. But you fine folks didn't tune in to hear me yammer. You're here for our guests. Safe boating is no accident. The duo of Leighton Peterson and Neil McCormick comprise the heart and soul of what Safe Boating is no accident represents. Quality songwriting laced with satire and wit that manages to simultaneously challenge and entertain the listener without taking itself too seriously. And they are, in my opinion, one of Denver's most underappreciated musical treasures. However, the band is quick to admit that they are at least partially responsible for their own limited following, and can at times be audience hostile, engaging in mock onstage breakups, terrorist kidnappings, and in general pushing buttons while pushing boundaries. But take 'em or leave 'em, love 'em or hate 'em, you can't say they're just another boring, predictable indie rock band. You can find a complete track listing of today's show on our website at www.literatirecords.com. Now, enjoy getting to know Safe Boating is no accident. All right, well, I'm down here at Three Kings with my guests for the evening. Safe Boating is no accident. They'll be taking the stage in a little bit. How you guys doing tonight?
We are really good.
Good.
Excellent.
Relatively.
Well, let's start on my left here and get names and instruments.
My name is Leighton Peterson. I play guitars and sing.
My name is Neil McCormick, and I play the bass, and I shout some.
And there is a drummer.
We're not totally sure where he is right
He'll
now.
get here, though.
Well, can you give us a brief history of how the band formed and kind of came together?
That was a long time ago.
It was like
It was.
4 or 5 years ago.
Leighton was trying to get with this girl that knew my girlfriend in school, and we were all in a band, because the best way to get with the girl is to play music with her.
Not a good idea.
And when she pieced out, we decided to get a little more serious. And at some point, we started taking our clothes off. And,
Well, Neil mostly.
And then at some point, we fired our fourth drummer and found Zay. And then we went all electric, and then now we're playing like we are now.
Well, your most recent release, Live Without Dead Time, which is a great 4-song EP, is a bit of a departure from your earlier sound. Was that a conscious decision, or just kind of a natural progression over time?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of both, I guess. Like,
I mean, there was definitely a fight over whether or not I was going to play electric, but I lost. But you...
I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten angrier and more anxiety prone, and that kind of lent itself towards writing more electric, harder rock and roll songs. They're still like, they're pretty much rooted in the same thing, like the same sensibilities. Like I've always kind of, like the songs have always kind of been focused on like songwriting, playing with like classic pop structures. Now it's just kind of louder and tighter.
I think one thing we really learned was that you have to kind of go where the material takes you. And like especially for a band that's going to be around for more than 5 years. You just kind of you can't worry about your image quite as much as you should about the art you're making and material.
There's going to be evolution.
Yeah,
there was no reason to stick to the.
And it's not like we had a fan base to piss off.
Yeah, it was like
So.
no one. It's not like Dylan going electric. Like no one's gonna shout Judas at us. They're gonna be like, "Oh, who's this band? They're new."
That's it.
I'm
gonna yell at Judas.
I saw this band. They were okay. It was like something about it, boating and
Well, my favorite track on the EP is Her New Man. Can you fill us in on the story or inspiration behind that track?
That song I wrote in about 15 minutes.
Yeah?
I was on Facebook one day, and a girl that I used to work with / sorta dated. It didn't really it didn't really go much of anywhere. Like to call her anything more than just like an awkward fling would be a lie. But I saw her like on Facebook. She got into a relationship, and as people are wont to do on Facebook, I clicked to see who this new dude is, and I saw that he worked at Lockheed Martin, and that I instantly wrote that song. I was like. It wasn't like I was jealous in any way. It just it sparked this kind of idea that I may be kind of what mainstream society may consider, I don't know, a dirtbag artist. I'm trying to find the right words here. You understand what I'm saying? Like okay,
failure is mainstream.
So there's people.
I'm more mainstream than anybody.
There's people that do normal things. There's people that live in rundown houses and play music for no money to 7 people. And I'm in the latter category.
The second group.
So I'm like, okay, well I may be this, but at least I don't
sample grand piano sounds to make the best
right. Or at least I don't, produce things that kill millions of people.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, not to get all that serious, because it's really not a serious song. It was kind of written just like...
it seems very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, exactly.
A vibe that I think lots of people can relate to, she thinks she's doing so much better than me.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy really is just...
I don't think I have ever heard a musical phrase end with the word brunches before, right? It's just it's like this woefully unpoetic word.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Brunches. Yep.
I just, I try not to take. I go to great lengths to not take myself too seriously. I want to stress that.
Man, mainstream society, man, they're eating that Denver Biscuit Company and jelly and snooze, and they're moving into the neighborhoods, man.
I want to say
outlawing homelessness, man.
For the record, that I eat and enjoy brunch regularly.
So it's not an anti-brunch song.
Yeah, half of it is like all of my songs.
You and Ayn Rand, man. You and Ayn Rand.
I'm insulting myself as much as I'm insulting anybody else in any given song.
Will you guys have any upcoming releases in the works, or anything we should kind of be on the lookout for?
Yeah, we're working on a full length right now.
Awesome.
Not exactly sure when that'll be ready, but schedules and money permitting.
Yeah,
very soon.
It's a whole mess of awesome songs, though. It's like it's material we've been sitting on that is totally awesome. We're really excited to get it down.
The time is coming.
It's
right.
I'm excited just to write the next record. It's almost about a quarter written, but we got to get this out first.
Yeah, and then play that for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were definitely one of my favorite acts at the Westward Music Showcase. You guys had an amazing set that day. Really good show. But in my opinion, I think you guys are probably one of the most underappreciated bands in the Denver scene. What has been the biggest challenge in gaining a wider audience? Because I personally feel you guys are underappreciated myself.
Yeah, we
you.
definitely. Everyone wishes they were playing for bigger crowds. I don't know. Whenever we play events like Westward, I always feel really awesome. I always feel like people dig it and it's fun. But Denver's the awesome thing about Denver and the terrible thing about Denver is that there are 1,000 bands that are awesome.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And like to call it competition is maybe a little disingenuous because I don't think of it that way.
No. Yeah.
But I mean, but if you're like, if you want to get all like Chicago school on it, I mean, there's X amount of entertainment dollars and entertainment time that people are spending. Like, tonight we're against the fucking Broncos. Like, you don't beat the Broncos in Denver.
No.
No. So I don't know, and like safe voting started out really audience hostile. I mean, there's really no other word for it. We were doing like, scenes from 2001: Space Odyssey on stage. We were getting kidnapped and executed in alleyways.
Yeah.
It was like we spent a lot of time being kind of opposed to any kind of audience.
That brings me to one of my questions here. I mean, early on, you guys definitely developed a reputation for dramatic, sarcastic, unexpected, and usually humorous live shows. What would you say was the most outrageous stunt you guys ever pulled on stage?
Well, I would say it was probably when we organized a terrorist. We played. I think it was. What was it? It was some festival like the
Denver After Dark.
Denver. Yeah, it was supposed to be like this. It's like this experimental music.
Which apparently means that you have a laptop in your band.
Yeah. It was basically just not to slag off people.
Fuck you, Radiohead.
Do what you feel like you need to do to express yourself. Not slagging you off, but it seemed like a very limited definition of what experimental was. So we decided to go the complete opposite way. We're playing all acoustic music at that time, basically. So we just had a bunch of our friends, or 3 of them. 2 of them came in at the last minute. We had them dress up in black turtlenecks. They bought them all black turtlenecks and had them hold vegetables. And they stopped the show in the middle of it and held the entire crowd at broccoli point. And we wrangled us and the entire audience out into the street, out of the venue, past several other venues into the alleyway.
And it was one of those moments where they made me go first and carry my bass across, and I had no idea if anyone would follow me. I was just I just walked to the alleyway to the predestined point, and just had no idea if anyone was behind me. And I turned around and everyone had followed us, and there was a whole crew of people.
And it was all acoustic, so you could just take your instruments out there.
Yeah. After I was executed and then brought back to life.
Yeah, I'm glad half the people followed us out there.
That's cool.
Well, we were following this our storyline for the night was that Zay quit the band. Me and Neil were playing. So we were playing just acoustic guitar and stand-up bass.
Yeah,
Then
it was.
the whole kidnapping incident happened. We go out to the alley, and then Zay comes back and rescues us and fights off all of the terrorists, and then we play 3 more songs.
Well, who are some other local artists that you think our listeners should check out?
That's one of those.
I love Blue Rider.
Blue Rider?
Blue
Rider, great.
One of my favorite bands.
Colfax Speed Queen.
Colfax Speed Queen is killing it.
But I think if Colfax Speed Queen broke up, it would take me months to recover.
Well, guys, thanks for taking the time to get together with us. It's always a pleasure to hear from you guys. And, looking forward to the show tonight.
Thanks, Mark.
Have a great show.
With that I deserve to die someday, but not before I find out why. All hands gathered round the boy king, holding daggers, dripping wine. Our hands are weak, they grip our sides, and all your favors have run dry. Servants' tongues have all been sharpened, cut your wrist to the bone. All hands gathered round the boy king, shackles latched for crimes atoned. Our hands are weak, they grip our sides, and all your favors have run dry. And the people that surround you are just gathering round to drown you, and I know they'll come for me. Slow burn, the crowd will grow. All hands gathered round the boy king, watch him fall from his throne. Our hands are weak, our sides, and all your favors have run dry. And the people that surround you are just gathering round to drown you, and I know they'll come for me. I made my own fantasy, the same place where you bought your pink unicorn. Chloroform, you're gonna need some chloroform to get me dangerous. I like to think I'm dangerous, like Robespierre or Darwin in his time. Serpentine, I'll take a dip in turpentine. Whatever it takes to get me on your mind. Nothing I say is true. At least you hear me talking to you. I'll just be in the other room with Tyler Durden. Nothing I say is true. At least you hear me talking to you. I'll just be in the other room with my French girl.